Hey crafty friends, Christina here with you today to share just a quick little video showing you how to make a cute, easy project. This little lollipop cover would make a very fun little treat to give to a neighbor, a friend, coworker. Like I said, it's super easy to put together. So let's go ahead and get started. So obviously for this, you're gonna need a lollipop. I am using our C's lollipops here, and these are a little bit bulkier, so my measurements will be a little bit different if you're using a more traditional flat lollipop, like maybe you'd get, like at your child's doctor's office. But for this particular one, I am doing, it measures 1.5 inches wide by 5 inches long. And so basically you just try to get a measurement that's just slightly wider than your lollipop so that it will hang over the edge a little bit. And then you're gonna do more than twice, almost 3 times the size and length, so that you have the 2 panels to cover the front and the back with a little bit of extra so that you can tie that little ribbon or twine like I've used here to keep it closed in on it. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make our score lines on this. And like I said, since this C's lollipop is kind of wide, it is about a 1 inch wide gap. So we're gonna do a 1 inch score line on here. So we're gonna score, it's a 5 inch long, like I said. We're gonna score it at 2 inches and at 3 inches. That's gonna give us that nice 1 inch gap in the center. So then you're just gonna go ahead and fold on those score lines. So if your lollipop is, like I said, flatter, you might want maybe only like a 1/2 inch or maybe a 1/4 inch. Whatever is going to work so that lollipop fits in there nicely and it's fairly snug around it. Okay, so now that we've got those score lines, then what I've done is I've taken our piece of our Summer Vibes pattern paper that has some of this candy apple red in it. I just have a very slight amount on this particular piece, but as you'll see in my sample here, it had a little bit more. And this measures, it is 1 inch, I believe. No, 1 1/4 by 1 3/4 inch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue that right on the center of one of the panels. Okay, just like that. And then what you're gonna wanna do is if you have a 1/8 inch hole punch, or if you have a double one, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna punch 2 holes down at the base of that piece. Again, you'll wanna like get it through both. So I always do it through the front panel, and so that I can use those 2 holes as my guide to do for the back one. And if you're able to punch through all the layers, because that'd be 3 layers, then certainly do it in just 1 punch. I like to do it in 2 just to make sure that it will go through. Then you're gonna need a little tag so you can do a little sentiment here. I did this off of our Cricut Artistry collection, and I just made sure that the tag was long enough to be able to hold my sentiment when I stamped it on there. And I'm gonna be using our stamp of the month for July. It's called For My Beautiful Friend. I'm going to be using just this sentiment here that's just for you. And I'm also going to stamp just a little tiny flower to kind of tie in with the flowers that are on the pattern paper. So in keeping with the color scheme, I'm going to stamp my little flower in our nectarine ink. And I'm going to stamp that right around that hole so that I've got that cute little flower, just a little accent. And then I'll take the candy apple and I will stamp my sentiment just for you right across the tag. Like that. Then what I'm going to do is you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take your twine or ribbon. I use 6 inches because I'm just gonna tie mine in a knot. If you wanted to be able to tie yours into a bow, I would do maybe double that, maybe a little bit more depending on how much you want, how long you want the bow to be. So go ahead and get 3 of the sides all done, and then you can put your lollipop in there and do the 4th side. And I like to go ahead and tie mine off once, just to go ahead and secure that lollipop in there. Then I'm going to string my tag through, and then go ahead and knot that closed. I'm just going to go ahead and trim off your ends so you have them the shorter length. And there you go. Easy project. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Have fun making your own, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thanks so much for watching, and stay crafty.